everyone. As we saw the parts of speech in the earlier class, that is, we saw nouns. Now let us look into the next parts of speech is verbs. Okay, verbs are nothing but they are action words. Now any action you do, any action, maybe you jump or you run, you swim, you cry, you groan, whatever actions you do, those are called as verbs. Before you know about verbs, you must know what is an auxiliary. What is an auxiliary? An auxiliary is nothing but it is a helping verb, helping the main verb. Auxiliaries are helping the main verb. Okay, for example, there are, all of you would have known, how many auxiliaries are there? There are 24 auxiliaries. Auxiliaries are helping the main verbs, and there are 24 auxiliaries. Now when we divide these 24 auxiliaries into 3, there are 9 modals, 11 primary auxiliaries and 4 semi-modal or quasi-modal. These are auxiliaries. Auxiliaries are helping the main verbs. There are 24 auxiliaries and we have 9 modals, 11 primary auxiliaries and 4 semi-modals. Now let us look into the primary auxiliaries. Now when I talk about this, okay, I hope all of you would have guessed what is the diagram. It's a Venn diagram. Okay, so when you talk about the primary auxiliaries, it is divided into 3. The first one is the be verb. Okay, the first one is the be verb, the second one is the do verb, and the third one is the have verb. Okay, now be verb, what are the words included in the be verb? For example, when I talk about the present tense, am, okay, these are the words included in the be verb. Am, is, are, okay, then was, were. These are the be verbs. Now in another class, let me tell you which are the words will come in present tense and what are the be verbs will come in past tense. Do verbs, do, does and did. Have verb, has, have and had. These are the primary auxiliaries. Now along with this, one more word is added, being, which is not included in the number. Do verb, doing, which is not included in the number, and of course having, which is not included in the number. So totally we have 11 primary auxiliaries. Now what are semi-modals? Semi-modals are nothing but there are 4 semi-modals. One is ought to, the other one is need to, the next one is dare to, then the other one is used to. Now what is ought to and need to? Ought to, you ought to go for the online classes, you ought to go to school, you ought to do this work. What is need to? I need to study for my portions for tomorrow, I need to go for the Bible quiz, I need to do my regular work. Ought to and need to talks about the necessity. It is a compulsion. It talks about the necessity of a particular thing. When you talk about dare to, how dare you touch my things? It talks about the courage. It talks about the bravery of some person. Sometimes you say, no, how dare you touch my things without my permission? That talks about the courage, the bravery. Used to talks about the past discontinued habit. I used to drink milk, but now I drink something else. I used to go for a long walk, but now I sleep till 8 o'clock. I used to talk to my parents, talk to my father for a longer period of time, but now I don't look at them at all. I'm only with my gadgets. So used to talks about the past discontinued habit. So these are the 4 quasi-modals and these are the 11 primary auxiliaries. So when you come to know about verbs, okay, they are action words, and of course you must know what are they, what is a be verb, what are the primary auxiliaries and what are the semi-modals. Now modals, what are modals? I think all of you would have come across the modals. Okay, let me tell you what are modals. It is nothing but you have 9 modals. First one is can, the next one could, may, might, will, would, shall, should, okay, can, could, may, might, will, would, shall, should and must. These are the models. Okay, so each model has got a different, for example, when I talk about can, it talks about the permission. Each model has got different meanings where you should use it in present tense or past tense or whatever it is. Okay, so those are models. So these are auxiliaries. So what is a verb? Verbs are action words, and you have 24 auxiliaries. What is an auxiliary? It is a helping the main verb, and therefore the 24 is divided into 3, 9 models, 11 primary auxiliaries and 4 semi-models. Ought to, need to, dare to and used to, and of course these are the be verb forms, do verb forms and have verb forms in a Venn diagram so that it will remain in your mind. Thank you for watching. Let us see in the next class.